Last week, there was a viral clip of Kaitlan Collins, who CNN is trying to make into a star. I'm sorry, but she's only a star with leftists. And the fact that she has some roots in Alabama does not make her a fair and balanced reporter. I will submit to the record, her biggest sin is not that she is biased, though she is. It's that she's boring. She's extremely boring with no personality. I have a pro tip for her. Smile. Try smiling every once in a while. Try not to be like in your delivery, such a cold-hearted bitch all the time, because it gives people nothing to bond to.
Failed former Fox News host Megyn Kelly seems to be very jealous of the success that CNN host Kaitlan Collins is having right now, and she had some not-so advice for her on her show and a bit of a meltdown about Kaitlan Collins. John Iadarola of the Young Turks and the Damage Report broke all this down. We're going to take a look at clips of that. I'm going to interject with my own thoughts from time to time. It gets pretty interesting. Let's check this out.
I am not going to be able to express my thoughts about what you just saw from Megyn Kelly in anything like the way that I want. We have language filters. I don't want to lose my job, but I'm going to think it. I'm going to think a few things. And you see if you can tell what I'm thinking about how awful she is and how performative. So simultaneously, actually misogynistic. She's internalized the misogyny of the politics she dwells in. But that's not even the part that bothers me. It's the performative misogyny. It's, okay, I've got an audience of right-wing a-hole men that only watch me because I'm a woman who will attack other women. So what do? Well, I guess I'm going to wildly attack other women, and not just attack them. I'm going to attack them in the most stereotypically misogynistic way possible. I'm going to take Kaitlan Collins, who, what the hell is Kaitlan Collins? We'll play the clip in just a sec. And I'm going to tell her to smile more. Give us a smile, Kaitlan Collins. That's what I'm going to do. Right-wing men, don't you love the way that I'm undercutting women and making it seem like they don't deserve the positions they have? Don't you love the way that I'm pulling down other women? Shower me with money and views and praise. And how mad is Megyn Kelly about Kaitlan Collins' rise to what amounts to in cable news stardom? She's in like her early 30s. She's hosting shows. She's doing town halls. She has the exact position that Megyn Kelly wishes she has. And it's not that Megyn Kelly doesn't have views. We'll get to that.
And that's the key point that John Iadarola is making here. Megyn Kelly, she's probably doing very well because she has a lot of followers and views, like he said, on her YouTube channel. But YouTube is still not viewed in the same way as the quote-unquote mainstream media, the 24-hour news networks. Even though they've lost lots of viewership over the years, they are still viewed with respect that YouTube hosts and podcasters and all of that still don't have in the mainstream, even though they have lots of viewers and are making a ton of money and all of that. So I'm sure Megyn Kelly is, she left Fox News. She went to NBC for a time and got fired. It didn't work out there. And she has to be seething that Kaitlan Collins is where Megyn Kelly wants to be. So John Iadarola is exactly right about that. And one thing that I'd like to point out, Megyn Kelly says that Kaitlan Collins isn't a star. She's only a star with leftists. Well, that's millions of people in the country. So is Megyn Kelly not a star because she only is a star among right-wingers, where she's gone all in on Trump support and MAGA support? And she's trying to say that Kaitlan Collins isn't a real journalist because she's from Alabama and that doesn't make her balanced or whatever. Megyn Kelly does videos every day defending Donald Trump and saying how terrible Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the Democrats are and all of that. Is she a journalist? It seems like that would go both ways, but Megyn Kelly isn't going to say that.
It just makes her so mad that Kaitlan Collins is doing it. And so we're going to give you what Collins actually said that led to that, and then I'll give you more of my thoughts.
What do you think about the fact that Kamala doesn't talk to the press? In a way, I feel like it's more insulting than what Trump does. Now, Trump says you're the enemy of the people, which is pretty bad. But she's kind of saying I don't need you.
I don't know if it's worse than denigrating the press on a daily basis, which is what Donald Trump did. And so I don't know if I would compare the two. I do think she should talk to the press. I think anyone who wants to have access to the nuclear codes should be willing to sit down and take questions. And we'd want to have her on the show. think that you can say that CNN is anything but fair. I mean, look at that. We covered President Biden's exit from the race very closely, the pressure on him to get out. And I feel like I can speak with authority on this. I'm from Alabama. I'm from a very red state. I have a very conservative family, a lot of them who are Trump voters. They watch my show every night. And I think they know that they can trust me, that, we call bullshit on every side, not just whatever leaning our audience may be.
And that's the thing that angered her so much. I mean, look, it's so transparent. Kaitlan Collins has a primetime show. Kaitlan Collins is, going to the conventions, and she's like, I got a chance to briefly talk to her at the RNC. I appreciated the town hall that she did with Donald Trump. I think that it was set up by CNN in a way that made it an absolute clown show. But I think that within that context, she did as good of a job as she could have possibly done. And Megyn Kelly sees that and sees her at this incredibly young age. She's way younger than me. And she's doing well in the world that Megyn Kelly wanted to be in. Megyn Kelly is getting tons of views on YouTube or whatever from right wingers that if she ever expresses support for a woman in a single way, she'll lose her entire audience. And she knows that. She dwells in that fear, that audience capture. But she sees Kaitlan Collins, who is successful and young. And look, I'm not going to acknowledge that she's not angered by the fact that Kaitlan Collins looks amazing in the clip. All of this is just so annoying to her that she has to take her down. Give us a smile. Stop being a stone cold bitch. I have seen Kaitlan Collins in a number of clips. It has never even crossed my mind how much she's smiling. Who the hell cares? She's interviewing politicians. And the idea that she's only popular amongst leftists or whatever. What are you talking about? She's from the Daily Caller. She's talking about her conservative family members. For all we know, she supports Donald Trump. I literally don't know, because I don't think Kaitlan Collins has ever expressed a political opinion. She just interviews people. She's one of the most straight news people on TV. But Megyn Kelly has to present her as some sort of grifter to the left, because all of this is projection. Megyn Kelly knows exactly what she's doing to the right. She tried TV, she got fired from a bunch of jobs, and now she's just desperately looking for some niche. And that is, as it so often is on the right, performative attacking of your own group.
And I think that John Iadarola is exactly right here. Megyn Kelly has just become a MAGA grifter, and she does videos like this where she's attacking other women, particularly women in the media. That's a big one because MAGA doesn't like the media and they don't like women. And so she's, able to kill two birds with one stone. And there was nothing wrong with what Kaitlan Collins said there. She said Kamala Harris should do interviews, but also it's not comparable to say that her not doing interviews, even though she just did an interview last night, but this segment was recorded before that. But her not doing interviews is comparable to Donald Trump saying that the media is the enemy of the people. And that's a dumb statement by Bill Maher to say that the two are comparable. Personally, I wish the media, just as a whole, every time Donald Trump does this nonsense, would just be like, all right, we're not covering him for a week. I know they can't do that because they have to cover what's happening in the news and all of that. But Donald Trump would just curl up into the fetal position if he didn't get talked about for more than 10 minutes. But I digress. But Kaitlan Collins, there was absolutely nothing wrong with what she said there. But it's Megyn Kelly's job right now to throw out red meat to her MAGA supporters right now. That's what she exists for. So she's going to attack CNN because they hate CNN and MSNBC and the Democrats and all of this. She is not a journalist now. Megyn Kelly isn't. She's not unbiased. And for her to be pointing out bias in others, or that Kaitlan Collins on CNN only is a star among leftists, is ridiculous. But what do you think? Do you agree with John Iadarola here that Megyn Kelly is just jealous of Kaitlan Collins? That's what I think, obviously. Or do you think there was merit to what Megyn Kelly says, that CNN is trying to make Kaitlan Collins into a star, and she's not really a star, that she's boring, and that she should smile more? Like John Iadarola said, that seems misogynist to me. But anyway, make sure to leave me a comment. Give me a like and subscribe as well. This channel is growing really quickly, Chris on Culture. I want it to continue to grow so I can bring out more content like this. So make sure to subscribe and give me your likes. This is Chris on Culture. I will see you in the next one.